Cops are supposed to be our protectors, right? But sometimes they totally miss the memo and end up misusing their power. Instead of catching real criminals,
Hold on. You guys are not gonna try to manhandle me. I'm not under arrest. I didn't do nothing.
they go after anyone who just doesn't sit right with them. Usually, it's unlucky civilians who get caught up in this mess, but every now and then, these not-so-sharp cops pull a real doozy and nab someone they really shouldn't. Now, these two cops from Rochester, Minnesota Police Department were doing their usual thing, probably feeling pretty good about themselves. They see this red shirt guy and, for whatever reason, decide he looks suspicious. Maybe he was sitting too confidently, who knows? They swoop in, ready to make their big bust. But here's the kicker. They have no idea that the guy they're about to slap cuffs on is actually an FBI agent. Yep, that's right.
For what? Can you tell me for what? For what? I'm under arrest for what? No. If you got the wrong guy.
These two geniuses are about to learn the hard way that they've picked the wrong guy to mess with. Now, this guy was just chilling and smoking a cigarette, but then, out of nowhere, he's suddenly confronted by officers from the Rochester Police Department. Why, you ask? Well, these officers believed they recognized the guy who had an arrest warrant for assault.
You're wrong. You're racial profile. Am I?
Apparently, our smoker here was roughly the same height, weight, and age as this wanted man. Seems like a solid plan, if you're playing Guess Who at a carnival maybe. So, the cops approach this dude, all geared up like they're about to nab their most wanted. They're absolutely convinced they've got their guy. Meanwhile, our cigarette-smoking friend was just sitting there, looking at them with an air of casual innocence. You can almost hear him thinking, are these guys for real? Then the conversation kicks off and...
No, if you're wrong, you're racial profile. Am I? Yeah, you're wrong. You're assuming I'm someone that I'm not.
It's pure comedy gold. The guy tells them they're wrong, but the cops aren't backing down. He's probably trying to keep his cool, but the cops? Nope, they're not buying it. They're dead set on their mission. The guy, already fed up with this nonsense, says, if you're wrong, you're being racial. But the cops are still not getting it. One of them, holding on to his belief like it's a lifeline and repeatedly saying that he is the guy they have a warrant for. Our guy replies, no, I'm not doing that, probably rolling his eyes internally. But the cop won't let it go. You look like that, he insists.
You Jake? No, I'm not Jake. You look like Jake.
There you go. I look like Jake.
Yeah, but you're Jake.
No, man.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm Officer Jake.
You're Jake.
Okay,
Get out of my face, man. You guys are harassing me. Yes, you guys are.
The FBI agent, trying to stay patient, says, there you go, I look like Jake, but I'm not Jake. But the officers are relentless, stuck in their own world. They keep pushing, you're Jake. By this point, the guy is clearly getting fed up. No, I'm not, man. Get out of my face. You guys are harassing me. But do the cops listen? Of course not. One of them even tries to deny it, saying, no, he's harassing me. The guy, now completely done with their antics, mocks them back. You guys are harassing me. It's a back and forth that's both frustrating and ridiculous, showing just how stubborn and clueless these officers can be.
You're fucking harassing me. Yes, you are. No. He's harassing me. Why are you harassing me?
The back and forth is almost laughable. The guy is firm, calm, and clearly knows his rights, while the cops seem like they're stuck in some bizarre loop of denial. They're so certain they've found Jake, but they're completely off base. Now, before we show you the rest of the video, here's a little fact you need to know. The Rochester Police Department, RPD, is the third largest police department in Minnesota. They've got an authorized strength of 711 sworn personnel, which breaks down to about 1 cop for every 300 residents. Seems like they've got the numbers, right? But let's dig a little deeper. Rochester's population is pretty diverse, 39% black, 37% white, and 17% Hispanic. But if we look at the makeup of the police department, things start to look a bit off. The RPD is 74% white, 12% black, and 11% Hispanic. So you've got a predominantly white police force policing a significantly diverse community. This imbalance means that black residents are often dealt with by white and Hispanic officers, and when some of these officers are, let's say, less than stellar at their jobs, it leads to a lot of mistaken identities and wrongful accusations, just like what happened in this case. You see, it's not just about numbers, it's about understanding and connection. When the cops don't reflect the community they serve, misunderstandings and biases are bound to happen, and sometimes those biases lead to moments like this, where two cops are so convinced they're right, they can't see the glaring truth right in front of them. Now, getting back to the video, despite his pleas, the officers refuse to listen and force him to stand up as they place him under arrest.
Us? Am I being detained?
Yeah, you are.
For what?
Because I think you have a warrant.
You think?
Yeah.
That's an illusion. That's an illusion. You think?
All right. Stand up, your hands behind.
The guy, still keeping his cool, tells them to check his ID, thinking maybe, just maybe, this would knock some sense into them. But nope, the police were too preoccupied with their misguided mission to pay attention. Meanwhile, he's still trying to reason with them. He's saying they're assuming he's someone who's not. One of the officers, clearly not listening, replies that even if he wasn't that person, he's still not free to go. Seriously? The guy, now frustrated, asks if he's being detained. The cop confirms he is, with all the confidence of someone who's just found out they put their shirt on backwards.
I'm not under arrest. I didn't do nothing. For what? For what? Can you tell me for what?
When the guy asks what for, the officer stumbles, saying he thinks the guy has a warrant. The guy fires back, knowing full well they have the wrong person, saying, "You think? Yeah, that's an illusion." The cop demands he stand up. The guy protests, saying he doesn't have any warrants. The officer, still clueless, insists he's wrong. The guy points out that if they're wrong, they're just plain wrong. But logic isn't on the menu today.
I'm not here. For what? I don't have a warrant. You're very wrong.
Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, you are wrong. What do you mean if you're wrong? You're wrong. You're wrong.
We're not gonna play this game together.
Hold on. No, hold on.
The cops, not interested in using their brains, continue to pressure him, saying they're not going to play games. The guy, now standing his ground, tells them they're not going to manhandle him and repeats he's not under arrest because he hasn't done anything. It's like watching a cat explain quantum physics to a dog. The officers, still not getting it, keep insisting he stands up. The guy asks for what reason, wanting them to explain why he's under arrest. Growing more impatient, he says if they have the wrong guy, they should let him go. It's like trying to teach calculus to a goldfish at this point. He refuses to stand up, repeatedly telling them he's not under arrest and doesn't have a warrant, hoping it will finally sink in.
Listen, I'm not under arrest. I don't have a warrant. I don't have any officer.
Now, the guy, clearly fed up, tells them to uncuff him. His patience is gone, and he's not holding back anymore. He lets them know exactly what he thinks. You guys are the stupidest and dumbest cops I've ever seen. Anyone can become a cop nowadays. Yeah, so you guys really had no other choice. You had nothing else to go to college for but be a cop and harass me, assuming I'm somebody I'm not.
Sir. I got him. Take them cuffs off. I'll take both of you motherfuckers right now. This guy got the keys right here. Y'all just... I'll take both of you motherfuckers right now. Take the cuffs off. On me, y'all got the wrong stupid, man. You guys are the dumbest motherfuckers
Well, they want to get tough.
Eventually, when the officers finally checked his back pocket and discovered his FBI ID, they quickly realized their big mistake. They scrambled to remove his handcuffs, but the damage was already done. The FBI agent, now rightfully furious, wasn't gonna let them off easily.
Watch how funny this is. Go ahead,
Watch
look at
this.
it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh,
You
what does
guys
that
got
say?
me fucked up.
What does that say? Oh.
Wrong guy.
Oh.
Wrong guy.
Oh my God! No, get the fuck off me, dude!
First, he demanded they call their supervisor. Clearly, he wanted to make sure higher-ups knew first just how badly they had messed up. The look on the cops' faces must have been priceless as they realized the trouble they were in. Then the agent insisted on getting their service cards. He was planning to take this further and ensure there were consequences for their actions. These officers had gone from smug enforcers to panicked individuals in a matter of seconds.
This guy here.
No, what do you mean I look like him? I need your guys' supervisor.
The agent didn't hold back his anger, calling them the stupidest cops he'd ever met and questioning what was wrong with them. It was a moment of harsh truth. The officers had no choice but to stand there and take it. He sarcastically pointed out their profiling, emphasizing that he had repeatedly told them they had the wrong person, but they stubbornly insisted otherwise. This wasn't just about a mistake. It was about their refusal to listen and their readiness to profile someone based on appearance.
They assume I'm someone that I'm not. I told them I'm not who they think I am.
And they
said, nope, you are. I'm positive you are. So, I need their cards, I need your card, I need your card, I need your card.
When one cop tried to justify their actions by saying they were allowed to approach people, the agent quickly shot down their excuse. He highlighted the absurdity of their defense, asking how they feel if someone had handcuffed them without cause. The agent's point was clear. Their behavior was unacceptable and wouldn't be tolerated. As the officers tried to explain that they unhandcuffed him once they realized their mistake, the agent wasn't impressed. He sarcastically remarked on their so-called graciousness, making it clear that their initial actions were what mattered. He demanded they leave, telling them to get out of his face.
Leave. Get the fuck out of here. No, you guys have a good night. Get the fuck out of here.
The message was clear. They had messed up big time, and now they had to face the consequences. The agent's determination to file a complaint and hold them accountable was evident.
And I'm gonna file a report on you, and you. Because you guys are all stupid. You guys are the dumbest motherfuckers I ever met in my life.
See y'all later.
These cops who thought they were making a routine arrest ended up learning a harsh lesson in humility. They had tried to arrest an FBI agent, and now they were facing the fallout of their reckless actions. It was a classic case of role reversal, and the agents are gonna make sure they know just how badly they screwed up. And that's how these cops from Rochester thought they were about to make a big bust, but instead, they ended up with egg on their faces after trying to arrest an FBI agent. It's a perfect example of what happens when you let assumptions and poor judgment take the lead. Hopefully, this will be a lesson learned for them. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to see more stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We bring you the craziest, funniest, and most unbelievable stories. Don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.